Hi there, I'm Java Jim with First Line Equipment, and today we are going to demonstrate the making of an espresso extraction and frothing milk on a Nurri coffee heat exchange espresso machine. This has a heat exchanger inside with a heated group head right here on the top, and this machine went through a pretty fast warm-up. I'm going to say about 10 or 15 minutes, but it may even be less than 10 minutes because I wasn't keeping track. But the one thing that you will notice, and I'm not sure why this happened, but the red machine here, okay, as red lower panels, we put an optional Zebrano wood side panels. You can select other ones such as walnut. Over here we have white, there's black as well. You can basically customize the machines as well as choose the portafilters. And we do have limited wood versions and the standard black they see on the machine. Now what comes with the machine is a dual spout portafilter with a larger cup, 2-cup basket, a bottomless with a very large, this actually almost looks like it's 24 grams that it can hold, a single cup basket which is a useless paperweight. So I'm going to put that on this side. And you get a blind with it. That's for your back flushing. We have our own back flushing video. And then you have a nice heavyweight tamper. And it is spring loaded. I don't think it's adjustable, but you can turn the dial here a little bit. Let me feel. And then let's go back. And it looks like it's the same distance of tamping. So I'm going to have to find out about that. Let me see how tight I can get it. Nope, it's spinning on the bottom as well. Okay, so nice. It almost acts like a leveler and a tampler, so kind of saves some money there. We're going to be working with this Quamar M80 TP grinders. They're Touch Plus. I have not calibrated the grinder. We're using Massini beans from SA Cafe in here. So it has not been calibrated. As I've stated in other videos, there are no scripts, and I don't always like to set up the grinder because I'll show you, you learn from mistakes, and I'll show you the mistakes that I potentially can make right out of the box. Now the grinder has been used, the machine has not. So the first step is you want to make sure that the portafilter is so hot that you cannot keep your hand around it. Okay, and I believe that Nurri tests the machine with coffee because I just saw some coffee grinds come out and we haven't used the machine. So it's telling me that Nurri Coffee actually will test their machines with coffee. And that's basically put on the stress test and make sure that it's working fine. So I just saw some particles come out. So if the portafilter is not hot enough and we warmed up the machine without the portafilter, you take your cup, and I'm going to try to place it as best I can coming from the back. And what I'll try to do is move this machine to the back. And basically there's a switch here that turns on the pump and opens the valve. And of course it's going outside of the cup because it's a long, fast pour. So it comes out further. So I'm just going to spill that out. Yes, he definitely has tested the machines with coffee. I can certainly attest to that. Okay, now the portafilter is piping hot. Can't keep my hand around it. Let's give it a dry cleaning. We'll put the portafilter here. Okay, this grinder, in my video for the grinder, I can show you how it can adjust. We'll open up the bean hopper here, stopper, hit the double. Okay. As you can see, I overloaded the basket. Again, my dump box, stuff on this side is not included with the purchase of the machine. That's why it's all on this side. And I'm going to use my index finger, okay, to go straight across and fill in the 2-cup basket. So it's kind of level. There are no scoops with the machine because the scoops are useless. And at least it doesn't have a plastic tamper, because if you've watched my other videos, I say there's a conspiracy with plastic tampers. So we'll take our leveler here And if you notice, there is a bend on the portafilter, so it's not like some other manufacturer where they have leveled it out. It's a little different here. You may need a tamping station, but I can still do fine because I have this bad boy right here to do a level tamping. So just push down. Okay, I do a little polish, tamp and polish, and voila. What I really like about this right now, okay, this is my first time using the machine, like I said, unscripted. I really don't always set up. What I really like is not only is the tamp level with this tool, but it actually ends up, there's a little ridge that goes around a lot of filter baskets, and it just goes below the ridge. So I'm going to lock this in, put it in there. Now, this is getting to 6 o'clock on a new machine. A lot of times, on a lot of different machines, it'll only get to 5 o'clock because the gasket's fairly new. It's not to say this is a used gasket, it's just to say that you may, in the future, may get a machine that's 5:30, 5 o'clock. So we'll put the cup underneath, should wipe the cup. Let's turn it on. Okay, so a little bit fast on the pour. I would like it a little slower. And let me just get the one side. Okay, got some crema. Okay, I'm going to get another cup. We're going to pull another shot. There's two options here. One option is to try to put more coffee in the basket. Second option is to grind a little finer. The quicker way to do it is add a little more coffee to the basket. We're going to lock this in here, hit the touchpad, because I think I can squeeze in a little bit more coffee in here. And like I said, we overdosed, but this time I'm going to curve a little bit on the top. Get our dump box. Wipe it down. And you want to do this as quickly as possible because the portafilter is losing temperature very fast. So you can see the coffee is a little higher than the top rim of the basket. Tamp, twist, tamp, twist, and tamp again. So let's see if it comes out a little bit slower. If not, we would have to go finer on the grind. I'm going to grab a different cup here. Just to let you know, these cups are not for sale. These are actually samples from a manufacturer that I'm looking to specialize in a certain type of cup. So I have some samples here. Okay, we'll turn it on. Really simple, on. Okay, so we slowed it down a little bit. Crema production's a little better. And one side's going to the drip tray, pretty much. But I would even now at this point go finer. But just adding a little more coffee to the basket, ground coffee, I have better crema. Not as I like it. I believe it's under extracted. We need to slow down the flow, and the way to do that is to go to a finer grind. It's okay, but I definitely could pull better espresso using this coffee, which is SA Massini. I've tasted it much better. So it just goes to show you, because you watch a lot of videos, everything comes out perfect. And you're like, you get the machine, you're like, whoa, this is not perfect. Goes to show you that you're not going to pull the perfect shot on your first or second time. This is why they call it dialing in the grinder, or dialing in your coffee, or dialing in your espresso, is to really watch the flow. I like the coffee to start extracting and pouring between 5 and 7 seconds. I can go up to 9, but no shorter than 5. After 9, it becomes over extracted. There's too much of the bitterness coming out of the espresso. So now we'll steam a little bit of milk. On this, you would want to bleed it. So if you can see this nice long wand, it has a big boiler, so you could put some pretty big steaming pitchers in here or on the side, but we're going to bleed it. Okay, let's pull it out here to show you. And as you could probably see, very nice dry steam. There is a 2-hole tip, and it's pretty powerful. Now the challenge is with powerful steam is using a small steaming pitcher. So the nice part is that we have the joystick here. Oops, spilt a little milk on the counter. Typical Java gem. I'm going to submerge. You hear that swishing sound? The milk is almost now at the top. And probably could just barely see that, but very nice microfoam. I'm going to pour it on the first bad shot of espresso. I'm really digging these cups. If you really dig these cups, make a comment down below. Not too bad, but not the best either. But this machine has a lot of potential with a good grinder like the Quamar or some of the other grinders we sell on our website to make fabulous extractions of espresso and steaming of the milk. I actually really like the way this steam because it's powerful and you have a small amount of milk, and that sometimes becomes a challenge on some of the other machines that you have to change the tips. On this, I don't think so. Just take a little longer, but I don't think so. It really, really works well. Antonio, who owns the company, his last name's Nurri, of course, has been doing this a long, long time. I've known him for probably close to 20 years. Yeah, about 20. And he has really worked on developing a lot of good stuff. And now he has basically the company in his own name, which is really, really nice. And he does build a very nice, sexy machine here. There is a gauge for your steam pressure. There isn't one for pump pressure, if you notice. But if you really know what you're doing, you look at the pour. That's the art. The science is looking at all the dials, okay? The art is looking at the pour and making the necessary adjustments. That's the old school way. The new school, yes, you want every single little parameter looked at. And then customers get frustrated and say, I'm doing everything right, and the coffee's coming out horrible. Yeah, because you have to look at sometimes the art, not necessarily all the gizmos and electronics of the machine. And this machine offers that capability for the old school, but a new modern design. Okay, so take a look at this machine. I believe it's going to do a great job for you. As I said, and I'll be honest, espresso wasn't great, but as soon as I dial in this grinder, dial in the espresso, and just to let you know, you could take this grinder, it was at this, probably 2 settings changes, but it was used on a different machine working fine. So every machine reacts differently to the grind fineness. So again, great setup. Thank you for watching. This is Java Jim. Give us a thumbs up or a like, or subscribe to our social media channels. And as I always say, coffee first, everything else second. Take care and have a great day.